Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. We are from group 3. We want to present about science of living system. For our group, we choose hand sanitizer as our topic. Nowadays, our world we're having a big problem which is we are facing for pandemic COVID-19. During this pandemic COVID-19, we need to make sure that our hand keep hygiene. Hand hygiene is the most important hygiene practice. And hand sanitizer play an important role in hand hygiene. Hand sanitizer is a liquid, gel or foam generally used to decrease infectious agents on our hand. Alcohol-based hand sanitizer has been used as effective alternative to hand washing and making one of the essential protocols for reducing the burden of healthcare. The effectiveness of hand sanitization completely depends on the use of effective hand dispensing agents produced in different types and shapes. Um, Most of the effective hand sanitizer product the date of alcohol formulation that contain 62 until 95% alcohol. At this concentration are most effective at killing disease causing mechanisms such as coronavirus. Hand sanitizer also have an ozone-producing chemical ultraviolet lamp for oxidizing organic debris and inhibiting bacteria and virus on the surface or subsurface of our hand is normally included in hand sanitizer. Lastly, a range of hand sanitizer are available with various combinations of gradient or modes of delivery. Given the popularity of hand sanitizer during this pandemic, it's important to understand which types of hand sanitizer work best against the novel virus. Next, facts and theory of hand sanitizer. First, hand sanitizer the best way to wash your hand when without soap and water. Only washing your hand will not kill invisible germs, bacteria or viruses. Hand sanitizer are so much useful when water are not available. A free alcohol hand sanitizer merely reduce the growth of germs rather than kill them outright, whereas alcohol-based hand sanitizer kill germs and bacteria completely. Second, the flu can be prevented by using alcohol-based hand sanitizer. It kills most types of germs, bacteria, or viruses. Alcohol-based hand sanitizer definitely fight against the germ and kill 99.9% germs. It does not avoid illness, but help to prevent infections such as flu, H1N1, and others. Lastly, hand sanitizer works on phenomenon of frictions. Alcohol-based hand sanitizer has a very low boiling point, so when you rub it on your palm, in between your finger, heat is generated due to friction. The heat evaporates alcohol and other particles, which taken germs particles with them.
For the second part, I am going to talk to you guys about scientific concept behind the usage of hand sanitizer. The key ingredient in most hand sanitizer is alcohol. Alcohols are made out of the elements carbon C, oxygen O, and hydrogen H. Examples of alcohol used in hand sanitizers are ethanol, C2H5OH, and isopropyl alcohol, C3H8O. Alcohol works in keeping our hands clean by destroying the bacteria or virus on our hands in a process called denaturation. This works by breaking apart the proteins and splitting the cells of bacteria and viruses into pieces. It can also mess with the bacteria and virus cells' metabolism, which reduces their overall activity, which in turn killing them because they cannot move to find new hosts or reproduce more of themselves. Facts on hand sanitizer. Studies have shown that alcohol concentration as low as 30% can eliminate pathogen-causing diseases. The effectiveness increases as the concentration of the alcohol increases. It also works faster as well. The effectiveness of alcohol seems to top out at about a 90 to 95% concentration. At this concentration, almost nothing can survive the intensity of pure alcohol. Another strength of alcohol is that the bacteria it kills can't develop a resistance to it, so alcohol doesn't lose its effectiveness with continuous use. Not everything can be perfect. This also applies to hand sanitizers. One of the cons of hand sanitizer is that it does not remove harmful chemicals such as pesticides or heavy metals obtained in heavy industry that contaminated our hands. It also does not work well on dirty and greasy hands. In some situations, washing our hands with soap and water still win in the contest in keeping our hands safe and clean.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and hello everyone. Next, we move to the problem of what concern involving hand sanitizer in our daily life. The first common problem that occur in our daily life is alcohol toxicity. Alcohol toxicity occurred when human ingesting alcohol, and this led to alcohol poisoning because hand sanitizer contain large amount of ethyl and isopropyl, which is harmful for our inner part of body. This is commonly occur to the kids because they didn't know that hand sanitizer is not something to be eaten. The next problem that commonly occur is dry skin. Dry skin occur because of excessive use of hand sanitizer on our hand. Alcohol can wash the natural oil on human skin and cause drying and cracking. After that, we move to next fire hazard. As we all know, alcohol is chemical that is very volatile and easily evaporate. Therefore, alcohol is highly flammable, and as hand sanitizer is classes as class 1 flammable liquid, so it can light up with the presence of it easily. And lastly, it's not very common, but it might happen without precautions taken, and it is risk of infection. This happen when the germ can enter our body, the microorganism or the germ can enter our body through untreated wound and might expose us to infection. The wound because of the dryness due to excessive of alcohol.
The significance and appropriateness of hand sanitizers. The use of alcohol-based hand sanitizers has increased adherence to hand hygiene in healthcare environment. For example, during the flu season, we can limiting our hands exposure to the bacteria and virus. So we use hand sanitizer to decrease the risk of getting ill. And of course, our hand also does not affected by the bacteria and virus. Then, hand sanitizer are very easy to handle and it is efficient to keep our hands clean other than washing your hand with water and soap. So furthermore, it is also accessible and we can bring it everywhere easily.
Next, we will go to the history of hand sanitizer. So there are three versions of story and we will go through one by one. So for the first version, Lupe Hernandez, a nursing student in Bakersfield, California in 1966, claimed as the inventor of hand sanitizer after combining alcohol and gel for the use by the doctors in situations where they don't have enough time to access soap and warm water before treating patients. However, a recent investigation by the Smithsonian Institution historian Joyce Beatty was unable to turn up any trace of Hernandez or any evidence of a US patent for hand sanitizer under that name from the 1960s. So for the second version, there is also Sterilium, which the German company Hartmann's claims was the world's first marketable alcohol-based hand disinfectant when it hit European shelf in 1965. It's made with glycerin and 75% of alcohol. So for the last version, Goldie and Jerry Liebman, which is a married couple that developed a waterless hand cleaner in 1946 for rubber plant workers who previously used harsh chemicals like kerosene and benzene to remove graphite and carbon black from their hand at the end of their shift. The product, which they call Goju, is a mix of petroleum jelly, mineral oil, and less than 5% of alcohol that is still used today by auto mechanics and other workers to clean off substances like grease and oil. The Liebmans mixed their first batch of Goju in a washing machine in the basement of Goldie's parent Akron which is Ohio home, where the couple was living at the time, according to the New Yorker. They put the resulting product in the pickle jars and sold it out of the trunk of their cars.
Hello, now I'm gonna explain the philosophy behind hand sanitizers. Most hand sanitizers are mainly consist of alcohol. Alcohol are organic molecules made of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. The common alcohols that are in disinfectants, such as hand sanitizers, are usually ethanol, propanol, and isopropanol. Solutions with a mixture of alcohol as little as 30% are able to kill pathogens, which causes diseases. The effectiveness will only increase as the concentration increase. As an example, if a hand sanitizer has a 60% alcohol concentration, it works even better than a hand sanitizer that only has 30% alcohol concentration. Even though most hand sanitizers are alcohol based, there are also some hand sanitizers that are not alcohol based but instead uses benzalkonium chloride as the active ingredient. With a concentration of 0.13%, it works just as effective as alcohol-based hand sanitizers at getting rid of bacteria. Even though there is an alternative, hand sanitizers with at least 60% alcohol is still recommended for the maximum effectiveness to getting rid of bacteria. So, in conclusion, hand sanitizers that are alcohol based still works better than hand sanitizers that uses benzalkonium chloride as the active ingredient. That is all from me. Thank you.